Good day. My name is Rahman Johnson. I'm a professor of journalism and communications at Edward Waters College. I am 44 years old and I have two master's degrees in strategic communications and global leadership. Thank you so much, Mr. Motley, for asking me to sit with you and do this interview. It is an honor and a pleasure. I've known you since you were a baby, in fact, before you were born. So it's an honor to see you continue your education and to continue to move forward and ask questions about local government. While I was an undergraduate student, I ran for the Duval County Soil and Water Conservation District back in 1998. At the time, it made me the youngest elected official in the state of Florida. Serving in that position for 4 years, after it ended, I later ran for state representative unsuccessfully. I went on to a career in journalism and media, hosting shows for Nickelodeon, and ABC, NBC, CBS, and being a news anchor reporter. I'm still very interested and involved in both media and government, doing my part to ensure that the media does its part to tell factual stories and the government does its part to protect people. So, the most important local issue or problem in Jacksonville right now, I believe, is education, which is going to be solved very soon. There are infrastructure improvements that are being made and other situations that need to be solved, but education is so key because it takes funding. And as someone who has been a part of this conversation in Jacksonville for a long time, what I believe and what I knew to be true, especially when Jim King was senator and I served on a committee with him, is that the education funding formula for North Florida is inequitable. I do believe that we don't get as much money as other places, even though they have more population. We have more needs due to the aging infrastructure of this. But what I believe is that the leadership of the Duval County School Board is working on it, combined with the half-cent sales tax, which should allow for infrastructure improvements so our school system can participate and be a part of a global system of education, creating world-class leaders. I look at our superintendent, Diana Green, and Warren Jones, who chairs the school board, who are doing their part to engage the community so the half-cent sales tax can make sure that even after we're all gone, that the foundation is laid so that the school system can continue to flourish and again create students and leaders that are world class and able to compete and bring business back to Jacksonville. I think it's such an important issue because what happens 20 years from now is directly affected by the things that we do right now. And so this issue is about the longevity and sustainability of our community, of our resources, and of our area. Now, there are myriad other problems, trust me. When we look at community relations, when we look at racial situations that have happened in our community, when we look at the understanding of how authority figures work. There's so many things out there that we need to address. But I believe when people are educated and they have the opportunity to receive an education that reflects the diversity of the community, then the community as itself grows and becomes better. When there's a diversity of education, there's a diversity of thought. And with that diversity of thought becomes people who are open minded, who look at people who don't work like them, love like them, worship like them, live like them. And in that respect, we then gain respect for different people doing different things. And so that's why I'm so passionate about ensuring a global minded education because that way it puts us out of just being Jacksonvillians or Floridians or even Americans, but it allows us to really compete on a global scale. And that way, our students, which I know, having taught many of them on the high school level, and now on the college level, are ready to compete. But this allows us to showcase them and that even more. I think it's being solved. The work that the school board is doing to ensure that people have the opportunity to vote for this half-cent sales tax means that, again, what happens in the future is going to be affected by the things and decisions that we make today, things we do, decisions we make. All of those things are going to come into play. And I think that's happening bit by bit, especially when we look at something like this half-cent sales tax. So I'm excited to see exactly where things will go, but I think it starts with education. Do we need more civic involvement and participation? Yes. Now, I believe there was a lot more, especially by younger people, I remember being a part of the TU Rap or JCCI Forward or the Urban League Young Professionals. Even though some of those organizations still exist, the fervor of those organizations in the space that they were is not the same. And so I hope we can reignite that and people wanting to get involved in Jacksonville so that we don't suffer the brain drain. We don't want students to go and receive world class educations and then say, I can't compete from here. What the hope is that things like this half cent sales tax initiative, new programs like those at UNF and Edward Waters College and JU and even FSCJ are able to attract talent here and keep them here so that we don't experience the brain drain, but we see companies who are saying, what's that about Jacksonville? I want to be there. It's a community that's thriving. They have great schools, they're close to the beach, they have great amenities, but it takes us investing in the community itself. And that's why this half cent sales tax is so important, because even all of the other things that come along with it, it starts with us investing in ourselves. And that's what it takes to make a great community. Mr. Motley, thank you for asking for my participation. And I hope that as you are engaged in study civics, that it will not only ignite you even greater, but your colleagues in your classes and urge them to say, what can I do that I'm not doing now so that I can make not just Jacksonville, but the world as a whole a better place for me and those people around me. Thank you again for the opportunity, Mr. Motley. And remember to always be curious, because with that curiosity, the answers bring change. Be well.